7 p.m. and I'd like to call to order the February 13th, 2018 business meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Aldine Independent School District.
Just pull the mic down so I can hear you.
Our ethics statement will be read by Ms. Connie Esparza.
The board has adopted an ethics statement that affirms our commitment to ethical conduct. The statement is, the Board of Trustees is committed to and shall perform its duties ethically and according to our core beliefs. We will model the highest standard of conduct. We will ensure that no personal value, system, or personal goal interferes with our duty as public servants. The public interest shall be the principle which guides the board in its deliberations and decisions.
Thank you, Ms. Esparza. We extend a warm welcome to everyone present, and we're pleased that you joined us tonight, and we celebrate the achievements, review information, and make policy decisions related to the effective operation of the Aldine School District. I would like to thank everyone for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us tonight. So let the meetings reflect that all board members are present. And I see we have visitors in the audience tonight. If you have comments to the board and have not filled out the audience participation form in the brochure next to the agenda books outside, please do so at this time and give it to Ms. Laura. The board will listen under item 14 on the agenda, open forum for patrons desiring to be heard. Item 5 on the agenda, approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Do we have a motion?
I move that the minutes of the regular meeting on January 23rd, 2018 be approved as printed.
I second.
We'll begin the vote with Dr. Viola Garcia.
Garcia, yes.
Bourgeois, yes. Avalos, yes.
Bede, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Booker, yes.
Okay. Motion carries. We'll now have the academic report with Ms. Sarah Tommy.
Good evening, Mr. Mead, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. The district spelling bee was held on Wednesday, February 7th in the Teaching Theater at MOC. A total of 49 students in grades 2 to 8 represented their campus in the bee. Taking first place was Marina Lee, a 6th grader at Hill Intermediate, and in second place was Miguel Gonzalez, a 7th grader at Drew. Both Marina and Miguel will participate in the Houston Public Media Spelling Bee on April 7th. The top 2 spellers at the Houston Bee will represent Houston at the National Scripps Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. Regional History Fair was held Friday, February 9th at the Aldine Education Center. There were 109 projects at the event showcasing the work of 202 students from 24 campuses. Friday night, 35 projects placed first or second and will move forward to the state competition. A total of 77 students representing 16 campuses advanced to the state level. 3 intermediate campuses advanced to state: Houston, Reed, and Rayford. And I'm telling you this because this is the first year those students have worked on history fair, and they were excited. As part of Youth Art Month, the Texas Art Education Association will celebrate student artwork from over 50 districts in Texas at 2 o'clock on March 11th at the Bob Bullock State History Museum in Austin. Selected student art will then hang either at the Bob Bullock Museum or in the lower rotunda of the state capitol from March 18th to 26th. Aldine had 4 pieces selected for the show. The students are Alaya Arriaga, a kindergarten student at Worsham, Min Lee, a 6th grader at Wilson, Graciela Padron, a 7th grader at Drew, and Hector Torres, a senior at Nimitz High School. And finally, the 2018 Middle School One-Act Play Competition was held at MacArthur High School on February 3rd. 7 middle schools each presented a 40-minute production for 3 judges. First place went to Lewis Middle School, with individual awards of Best Actor going to Chance Henderson, Best Supporting Actor to Evan Garcia, the Best Technical Crew, and an All-Star Cast Award. Second place went to Drew Academy, with individual awards including Best Supporting Actress to Emma Montiel. Hoffman Middle School placed third, and Erica Uriagas received the Best Actress Award. This concludes the academic report for February 2018.
Thank you, Sarah. Ms. Avila, do we have any correspondence to be read tonight?
Mr. President, we have no correspondence to be read tonight.
Okay, then we'll start with our presentation with Mr. Abel Garza.
Good evening, Mr. Mead, or I guess we should call you Mr. President, Dr. Bamberg and Dr. Blanson, members of the board. Tonight, I would like to first call up our student performance group, the Aldine High School Band. They performed for us this evening, and here to present our students. And he also has a very special recognition for one of his students, is Mr. Jeremy Gray, Director of Bands, Aldine High School.
Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, distinguished board members, thank you for having us here tonight. First, I want to introduce you to the students that did perform. The first is our flute trio, Sarah Sanchez, Mariana Gonzalez, and Jennifer Zarita. Mr. Emilio Reyna subbed in for Jennifer tonight. She couldn't be with us here tonight. Our clarinet trio, Joyce Garcia, Nelly Mar Cortez, and Jocelyn Castrejon. Our trumpet trio, Eric Huezo, Ronald Phillips, Samuel Ortez. Our marimba soloist, Elvis Valdespino. And our trombone quartet, Melvin Castillo, Daniel Jovel, Stephen Rojas, and Alex Chavez. So this is our performers tonight. All of them performed this past Saturday, and their ensembles are advancing to the State Solo and Ensemble Contest again. And Sarah Sanchez, Joyce, Ronald Phillips, and Elvis are just 4 of our 7 soloists advancing to the solo portion of that contest in May. So we're very excited for them. We do have one more special honor I'd like to present to you tonight. Joyce, if you get your parents, I know they're here with us. And Mr. Garcia, Mrs. Garcia, Tony, and Patricia, if y'all could come up here with Joyce. Last year at the State Solo and Ensemble Contest, Joyce advanced on her solo and received Outstanding Soloist. I have her letter, and Mr. Reyna has her gold medal from UIL. I just wanted to read this letter to you guys real quick. It says, Dear Joyce, on behalf of the University Interscholastic League, please allow me to congratulate you for being selected as an outstanding performer at the 2017 Texas State Solo and Ensemble Clarinet Solo Contest. Of the approximately 100,000 students participating in the regional UIL music contest and the 25,000 musicians who performed at TSS-EC, only 2 to 3% of the solo performances earn the distinguished honor of being recognized as outstanding performer. This achievement is truly a mark of musical excellence. In recognition of this honor, please accept the enclosed drape medal. The medallion is identical to those awarded to state champions in all UIL events. Wear it with pride. Awards of this nature do not come easily and reflect the efforts of many individuals, your parents. The school and teachers are to be commended for their contribution to your success. I encourage you to share this honor with them. At the same time, remember that you alone, through your talent, dedication, and hard work, made this accomplishment a reality. I extend you my personal best wishes for continued success as you strive for musical excellence. And Dr. Bradley Kent, State Director of Music. Congratulations, Joyce.
Muchísimas gracias a los papás. Gracias. Thank you all to the parents for being here.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Great job. Hey, Mr. Mike, good to see you tonight.
Appreciate it very much. Thank
Been here
you.
all day. He's the young man I put on from Aldine.
We continue tonight wishing to continuing to recognize a community and business partner. Now, this individual was a parent to Aldine students, and for the last 3.5 years, he continues to tell people that he's just here to help out where he can. He doesn't do much for the district, or that he simply volunteers here or there for the district. He serves on the Aldine Education Foundation Board, is part of the Superintendent's Advisory Committee, is constantly out promoting our district, and he does all this at the same salary as our board members. I'm speaking, of course, of Mr. Jeff Hartman. Unfortunately, Mr. Hartman is leaving our district because of work reasons, and he will no longer be as active as he has been in the past. I would like to ask Mr. Hartman to please join me at the podium and accept this plaque as a small token of appreciation. And as a token of this appreciation on behalf of our school board. Right there. Go to the front. Get down. And Dr. Bamberg, Mr. Meadham, Dr. Bamberg, can we get you down here? Please accept this on behalf of the school board, Dr. Bamberg, and all members of the Aldine family. We wish you and your family and your wife well in your future endeavors. Thank you, Jeff. You want to share any words? Do you want to share any words? Come here to the mic. Just a couple of.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been, been with my first kid, I guess, started in 2001. So I've been with the district that long, and I found out if you show up for meetings, they ask you to show up for more meetings, and you just get involved, and they feed you, and and it's been a great ride, and all you people, that I see all the time at all these meetings and stuff, I'm just glad to be able to be a part of it. Thank you. All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are. Thank you.
Sorry for the trickery, but that's the only way we knew you'd come. Now, Mr. Reed, I'd like to continue with our monthly recognitions. First, I'd like to call Dr. Robin Williams, Executive Director of HR. She will be recognizing the department's Employee of the Quarter.
Martha? Good evening, Mr. Mead, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. I'd like to present this evening Ms. Martha Morales as the Employee of the Quarter in the Human Resources Department. Martha began her career in Aldine in 1997 as a teacher's aide at Carroll Academy. In 1999, she became the attendance clerk at Keble EC Pre-K and then went on to be their campus secretary in 2007. From there, she moved to Human Resources, where she began in the file room in 2012 and was promoted to the Compensation Department. Martha is an integral part of our compensation team, taking care of all resignations and retirements for the district and preparing the board reports that you have tonight. Martha is known for being very courteous, helpful, supportive to all employees who have questions about the retirement or resignation process. Can always be counted on to complete her work in a timely fashion. She's efficient, professional, and independent. As a result of her strong work ethic, the directors in Human Resources Department unanimously selected Martha Morales to represent our department as the Employee of the Quarter.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that's who we see for retirement, Kay, in about 20 years. Now Dana Sheffield, Executive Director, Child Nutrition Services, will announce her Team of the Month. Dana.
Child Nutrition is pleased to announce its Team of the Month for January, Lewis Middle School. A veteran manager retired at the beginning of the current school year, and newly assigned manager, Tony Robinson, Tony, wave your, quickly stepped into position with great pride and leadership. Years of elementary management have empowered her to learn needed requirements and to go beyond the day-to-day operation. The staff has embraced new leadership with respect, support, and willingness. Continuous training occurs at Lewis for areas of operation such as food safety, work efficiency, food production, and customer service. They are united and focused. Support and collaboration from Lewis administration and staff is evident daily with encouragement for participation in meal service. The efforts truly make a difference. Congratulations to this outstanding team led by manager Tony Robinson and specialist LaRonda Adams, Shantae Bennett, Naomi Cortez, Rachel Geegan, and Marie Grosser, Trakesha Taylor, and Leticia Vasquez. Child Nutrition Supervisor for Lewis Middle is Shirley Etundi, and she could not be with us this evening. We would like to also recognize Principal Cassandra Bell, who greatly contributes to the recognition of this team on a daily basis along with her staff.
Thank you, ladies. Now, Dr. Jill Metcalf, Executive Director of Transportation, will recognize the department's Employee of the Month.
Good evening, Mr. Mead, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, members of the board. It's my pleasure this evening to recognize James Davis as our Employee of the Month for the Transportation Department. Mr. Davis currently he works at the North Side facility, but he started in 2009 at the East Side. And when I came on board, I went directly over to the West Side, did not work at the East Side very often. But when I moved over to the East Side last year, I remember we were in dispatch and I was helping out, and there was a situation where we needed a driver to go over and help out. And it was a situation where we would expect a little bit of resistance from most drivers if we said, hey, we need you to go and help out with the situation. And dispatch unanimously said, oh, we'll just send James. We'll send James. James, I said, really? Just that easy? No sweet talk, no extra, no butter him up, nothing. We just send James. Oh yeah, he helps us out with everything. And that has been the spirit that he's brought in the department. And so that was at the East Side. Well, when he was voluntold to go to the North Side, he gladly went. And the North Side nominated him for Employee of the Month tonight. And so what he's done is he's taken that same spirit to the North Side, and we're truly grateful for that.
Edmundo Ortiz, Executive Director of Building Properties, will present the Building of the Month.
All right, good evening, Mr. Mead, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, members of the board, and all in attendance. It is my pleasure to be with you this evening to recognize our Building of the Month. I would like to introduce to you Martha Cabrera, Head Custodian, and Elsa Wright, Principal of Stovall Middle School. I would like for them to join me at the podium, please. So at Stovall, as you know, Stovall has a rich 55-year history. That's a long time. And ensuring that the school always looks its best is Miss Martha's goal, her mission. She does a great job of empowering her team and instilling teamwork to make sure that Stovall is always looking its best for its students, its community, and for its staff. So we appreciate Martha for her leadership, her support. We thank Miss Elsa also for providing that. And Miss Martha, her history with Aldine is she's been with us for 29 years as a custodian, 3 years of those being a head custodian, and she's doing a fine job. So on behalf of Buildings and Property, it is my pleasure to present Stovall Middle School Building of the Month for February. Congratulations to both on a great job in your leadership.
There's a lot of places to go with that 55 years, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to stick to my script. Our next presentation is by Stacy Smith, Program Director of Resource Development. Stacy will present a number of grants the district has received.
Thank you, Abel. Good evening, President Meade, board members, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, administrative leadership, and ladies and gentlemen. I am pleased to report on recent grant awards. Will Linda Reed, principal of Vines ECPK, and Judith Anderson please come forward? Judith has created a both literacy and math stations in her classroom using iPads to improve student comprehension and levels of achievement. She received this through Donors Choose. The amount is $971. As you can tell, I'm getting a little bit better on my leg. I can move a little bit faster now. Will Jenna Morris Adams, principal of Reed Academy, and Cheryl Zachary please come forward? Last year, they began a community school garden, and now they're going to expand and improve using funding that they received from Lowe's Toolbox in the amount of $4,967, and also Donors Choose Award that they received for $1,892 worth of soil for their garden. And with this grant, they will be able to expand their 3 above gardens. And by the way, I just know because I talked with Cheryl earlier that they received 90 bags of soil today. So if you would like to come help them expand their garden, I'm sure that they would appreciate that help. So their total today from the Lowe's grant and Donors Choose is $6,859. Will Cheryl Davis, principal of Dunn Elementary, please come forward? Lennar Home Builders do more than build homes. They invest in the community through their Focused Act of Caring program. Dunn Elementary has been selected to receive a $10,000 grant from Lennar Foundation. And will Dr. Charlotte Davis, Director of Guidance, Counseling, and At-Risk Students, please come forward? It has been almost 6 months since Hurricane Harvey arrived in Houston. It appears that we've resumed our lives as usual, but there are still Aldine students who are still displaced, families that are still struggling to put their lives back together. To help those students and their families, Aldine ISD has been awarded a grant to provide resources and services to aid them in their recovery process. The funder is the Greater Houston Community Foundation, and the amount is $320,125. The total amount of awards for this evening is $337,955. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. Finally, tonight, our program will be presented by Bradford Harris, the 2017 TCCA chairperson. Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Mead, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, ladies and gentlemen of the board. My name is Bradford Harris, and I am the head chairperson of TCCA, which is the Technology Curriculum Conference of Aldine. This year's conference was held on October 6, 2017 at Davis High School. Since the beginning, still going.
There we are.
Okay. Since the beginning, the purpose of TCCA is to grow all educators in blending technology in their daily instruction. Each year, the conference has grown from 300 in 2011 to over 3,000 attendees this year. A little information on TCCA this year. 4,200 people registered for the conference, a total of 3,000 attended. We had over 150 presenters presenting in educational technology with over 225 sessions that were offered. We had over 80 vendors that participated and supported our event. We served over 2,600 lunches for free, 60 charter and private schools in attendance, 90 public school districts in attendance. We gave away $10,000 in door prizes, and part of that prize was from our principal at Keeble for having the most teachers and educators attending the conference. And this week they will be served breakfast by our TCCA committee, and the principal at Keeble was awarded a Surface Pro laptop. So again, just to go back and talking numbers and data, Aldine educators that attended was 59%, at their school district was 41%. Social media, we had over 2,400 followers tweeting the event. We reached over 125,000 accounts and 360,000 impressions after TCCA. Impressions basically means that there are over 360 people that were interactive with the conference. Our goals for the conference are to have monthly Twitter chats during and after the conference. We trended #1 globally that day on Twitter as well with the hashtag TCCA17.
That's impressive.
I also like to give a big thanks to my committee members that are here. If you could stand up, please, and my executive director, Akila Worley. Can you please stand?
Maybe they could move over so we could see them.
And here's a video presentation over our conference.
We basically talk about all the different technology, how to use it, how to design and create great applications.
you don't know unless you ask the questions. And then let's come from Pascojo, Blooms.
This is great. A lot of information I can actually use, take back to school. I haven't been to any of the conferences or breakouts, but I'm excited about what I've seen.
Oh yes, this is my 4th year, and I must say, you guys outdid yourself this year. It is great, colorful, engaging, organized. It has been wonderful.
I've never done this. Is my first time too. We're here to learn all about different kinds of technology with these art classes. This is the excitement that we like right here.
So what is TCA going to do 2017 and beyond? As we continue to grow with our district, we are evolving, which is what our theme is for next year. TCCA 2018 Evolve, which means that we plan on showcasing our students of Aldine with student-led panels and also educator-led panels as well. And we're going to promote more computer science. Thank you.
When the screen is up, could we ask you to have your counterpart stand up again where we can give him a hand? We didn't get to see him for the screen.
Sorry. Yes, Rita Singletary. She's our parking committee chairman. David Coulter, our awesome social media chairman. Without social media, we would have not reached as what we have reached. And the video that you just saw was made by our videographer, Julio Valadares. I also like to thank Akila Wuri, our executive director, for pushing me above my limits. I didn't think I could do this, and without her and my committee members, I wouldn't have done this at all. So I thank them from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you all for a great job.
Mr. Mead, that completes my report.
Okay, thanks, Abel. The board has had the consent agenda items in their possession for study and discussed them at length last night in the study session. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to the consent agenda to be voted on by the board tonight? Do I hear a motion regarding consent agenda items?
I move that all items under A through J on the consent agenda be approved with the exception of A7, E2, and J5. E2 and J5 have been withdrawn, and A7 will be addressed separately.
Second the motion.
Okay. We'll begin the vote with Dr. Booker.
Booker, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Franklin, yes.
Mead, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Garcia, yes.
The motion carries. So we'll now address item A7, the March for Education resolution. The Board of Trustees of Aldine Independent School District proclaimed March the 6th, 2018 as March for Education Day and calls on all eligible voters within our district to become fully informed on each of the candidates up for election and to go to the polls to exercise their right to vote. And Dr. Garcia will read the resolution for us.
Yes, Mr. Mead. Whereas voting is the cornerstone of our democracy and the fundamental right upon which all of our civil liberties rest. Whereas exercising one's right to vote is essential to being a good citizen. Whereas exercising the right to vote is a primary privilege of participating in a democratic society. Whereas exercising the right to vote is a shared responsibility to protect a representative governance. Whereas failure to exercise the right to vote is an inexcusable neglect of public responsibility and civic duty. Whereas our students matter and are important to our free society, and their educational successes and failures are the shared responsibility of the voting public. Whereas exercising the right to vote is essential in protecting Article 7, Section 1 of the Texas Constitution, which states, "A general diffusion of knowledge being essential to the preservation of the liberties and rights of the people, it shall be the duty of the legislature of the state to establish and make suitable provision for the support and maintenance of an efficient system of public free schools. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Aldine Independent School District hereby proclaims March 6, 2018 as March for Education Day and calls on all eligible voters within our district to become fully informed on each of the candidates up for election and to march to the polls to exercise their right to vote in the primary election and any subsequent runoff elections that may occur." Adopted this 13th day of February by the Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia. And Dr. Bamberg, do we have any staff recognition tonight?
Yes, sir, we do. First, we'll start with Mr. Salvador Fernandez, who is moving from Spanish teacher and head soccer coach at Nimitz High School to Director of Athletic Services in the Athletics Department over at MOC. And this is, just to give you some background on Mr. Fernandez, he has a Bachelor of Modern Languages in Spanish, which he received in 2003 from Riviera College? Revere College, I'm sorry. And he also has a master's degree of Education Administration, which he received from Sam Houston State University in 2013. And Mr. Fernandez has 15 years of experience in Aldine ISD. He started with us in 2003, is that correct? And been with us and been at Nimitz High School. Now, have you been in any other schools in Aldine?
I was at Eisenhower for 2 years, my first 2 years.
Okay, the first 2 years, and then after that, you moved over to Nimitz. Well, we are very happy to have you in this new position, much needed, and so congratulations. And did you bring anyone to introduce to us tonight?
Yes, this is my wife, Laura, my mom, my sister, and a wonderful principal.
That's great, that's great, very good. Well, we welcome you in your new position and congratulations.
Let me add something. I'm a former student from Aldine, and talk about the living the best. I want to thank the district.
Well, thank you very much. And next, we want to recognize Wayne Crawford to move from his current position as teacher and football coach at MacArthur High School to campus athletic coordinator, also at MacArthur High School. Mr. Crawford has a Bachelor of Arts in Physical Education, which he received in 1993 from California State University, and a Master of Arts in Coaching and Athletic Administration from Concordia University. He received that in 2014. And he comes to us with experience from the Los Angeles Unified School District, where he started in 1994 as a PE teacher and assistant coach at Locke High School, and then became the head football coach at Harbor College, which is Los Angeles Community College, and 1998 to 2000. Was also a PE assistant football coach at Whittier College in NCAA Division III from 2000 to 2003. And the dean and head football coach of Locke High School in Los Angeles Unified School District from 2003 to 2012. And then also moved into a new position at Rancho Domingos Prep School, also with Los Angeles Unified School District from 2012 to 2016, before he came to Texas and MacArthur. So he got here as fast as he could, and has been at MacArthur since 2016, and has been functioning as the interim coach, head coach, or athletic coordinator at MacArthur. So we welcome you in your new position, and congratulations. And did you bring anyone to introduce to us tonight?
Unfortunately, I have triplets, and one of them has double ear.
Oh. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, but congratulations, and we're happy to have you. And I did not read out the total sum. Coach Crawford has 24 years of experience with 2 years in Aldine. Okay, we also want to recognize tonight Eric Jackson, who is moving from his position as teacher and coach at Eisenhower Senior High to athletic coordinator, campus athletic coordinator, also at Eisenhower High School. And he has a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics from Nichols State University, which he received in 1986, a Master of Education in Administration and Supervision, which he received from Lamar University in 2006. And he brings to us some outside experience also. He started his career in 2002 as a teacher and coach at Central Senior High School in Beaumont ISD, and then was also a teacher at King Middle School in Beaumont ISD from 2004 to 2006, and a coach and teacher at Hastings High School in Alief ISD from 2006 to 2008, and then became an assistant principal back in Beaumont at Smith Middle School from 2008 to 2011. But he liked coaching, so he decided to go back to the coaching field, and he has been at Eisenhower since 2011, 2012 in his current position. So Coach Jackson has a total of 27 years of experience, with 7 of those years in Aldine. So we are very happy to have you in your new position, so congratulations. And did you bring someone to introduce to us tonight? I believe we have all the bases covered now in the athletics department. So congratulations, and I wish you all the best in the work that you have to do. And you do have a lot of work to do, but we're counting on you, and you're going to get a lot of support. So, Mr. Mead, those are our recommendations and recognitions tonight.
Okay, and we'll go to item 13 on our agenda, board committee reports. Ms. Bourgeois, do we have any policy report tonight?
We have the following policy revisions at this time. Approval of proposed policy board GA local on access to programs, services, and activities to be effective immediately. I move that the board approve the proposed board policy GA local on access to programs, services, and activities to be effective immediately.
I second the motion.
We'll start the vote with Ms. Garcia.
Garcia, yes.
Bourgeois, yes. Avalos, yes.
Franklin, yes.
Esparza, yes. Booker, yes.
Carries. Well, this is the portion of the board meeting when the board receives input from patrons. Each person who addresses the board will have 3 minutes to speak on his or her issue. There is a clock at the podium that will notify you when your 3 minutes are almost up. Because of topic posting requirements of the Open Meetings Act, board members will not answer any questions posed to the board by the patron, and no action can be taken on any issue presented during this time. If you wish to ask questions of the board, you may submit them in writing, addressed to the superintendent's office, and the board may consider them at a subsequent meeting. If you are an employee or employee's representative, please be advised that the grievance policy deadlines are not waived. If you have documents to pass out to the board, please identify those documents. And finally, please be aware that rules of decorum will be enforced during the public comment period. Please refrain from making comments directed at specific individual employees or students by name to avoid any potential breach or confidentiality. If you have complaints regarding specific individuals, please provide those in writing addressed to the superintendent for her attention. Each participant is legally responsible for the content and consequences of her own statements. And it looks like we just have one Heaven Edmondson.
Hello, Mr. Mead, Dr. Blanson, Dr. Bamberg, and members of the board. My name is Heaven Edmondson, a graduate of Davis High School. I'm here to speak to you about Black History Month. Black history conjures the accomplishments of those who came before us, as their lives have been unscathed or untouched by perils of their existence. Fabric stained by blood and tears have somehow been severed from the commemoration of this special occasion. It is imperative that our children know the accomplishments of African Americans, inventors, writers, scientists, scholars, doctors. They have all contributed to the essence of our people, but the whole truth must be told. Let's not hide from our children the brutalities that were committed against their people. If our young men knew they were the first to roam this earth, what would they think? If they knew that their ancestors died to be free again, would they fight for peace then? Maybe we would not see the blatant disrespect they have for one another. If our young girls knew that they were worth more than the label that this cruel world has given us, more than the overworked vixen, more than the angry woman, maybe they wouldn't allow men to, during Black History Month, teach our children about the rapes, murders, the riots, not for the purpose of bitterness or retaliation, but for the purpose of understanding. Understanding why affirmative action had to be established, understanding why housing laws had to be mandated, understanding why laws had to be passed allowing African Americans to take advantage of education, to understand why still there are victims of silent racism. They should be included in that lesson. If we are going to commemorate Black history, let's commemorate all that has happened in America. Our children are labeled Generation X, X representing the unknown. If we don't know the true essence of ourselves, how will we know? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Edmondson. And do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. Is it on? The people just sitting there. The people. I know. Do the gavel.